The Chicago Bears are approaching a new season filled with promise, excitement, and some tough decisions. With OTAs and minicamp now in the rearview mirror, attention quickly turns to training camp, where roster spots are won, lost, and sometimes surprisingly given up. Today, we're diving deep into the unexpected side of roster building, the surprise cut candidates. While it's easy to speculate on obvious cuts, our focus here is on players who once seemed like sure bets, but could find themselves on the chopping block. From tight ends to special teams aces and promising young defenders, these are the names that might just surprise you when roster cuts roll around. Let's start with Durham Smythe, a player brought in with modest expectations, but now potentially staring at the edge of the roster. Originally seen as the third tight end behind Cole Kmet and rookie addition Colin Johnson-Loveland, Smythe was supposed to offer depth and experience. However, an unexpected surge from Joel Wilson, a lesser-known tight end with practice squad history, has started to shift the narrative. Wilson, known for making spectacular catches during both OTA sessions and mandatory minicamp, is impressing coaches and teammates alike. Ben Johnson even listed Wilson among the 4 most impactful players during off-season programs. If Wilson proves he can block effectively once pads go on during training camp, the Bears may have a tough decision to make. Can the team afford to keep 4 tight ends? Possibly. But if they stick to just 3, Durham Smythe could find himself as the odd man out. Next, there's Travis Homer, a player who re-signed with Chicago under the new coaching regime. That re-signing signaled belief in his locker room presence and special teams value. However, Homer offers little to nothing in terms of offensive production. He's decent in blitz pickups and can catch the occasional checkdown, but in today's league, versatility matters more than ever. You rarely see running backs kept purely for special teams unless they're elite contributors. With undrafted rookie Kyle Monangai lurking and offering special teams upside, Homer might be one of the surprise casualties if the coaching staff opts for younger, more versatile talent. Then there's Austin Booker, the 2023 fifth-round draft pick with tremendous upside. He's long, athletic, and fits many of the physical traits coaches covet. But his name has been noticeably absent during this offseason. In fact, not a single coach, player, or beat reporter has mentioned Booker during OTAs or minicamp. This silence is concerning. While not inherently a death sentence, it raises questions. Is Booker simply behind on the playbook? Is he a poor fit for Dennis Allen's defensive style, which favors bulkier edge rushers like Dominique Robinson, who has already seen reps with the first team? Booker's potential is still high, but with padded practices and preseason games looming, he'll need to show something, anything, to prove he belongs. Before we get into more names to watch, don't forget to support the channel. If you're passionate about the Chicago Bears, this is your home. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Training camp is right around the corner, and we'll be ramping up with more in-depth coverage, insider updates, and analysis you won't find anywhere else. Now back to the story. One name to monitor closely is Jonathan Owens, who might be living on borrowed time in this secondary. With Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker locked in as starters, and Elijah Hicks making strong contributions last year, Owens may be squeezed out. His special teams value is notable, but may not be enough. Tarvarius Moore, Major Burns, and Tyler "Tyke" Johnson are all younger, cheaper, and potentially offer more upside. What complicates matters further is that Byard, Brisker, Owens, and Hicks are all entering contract years. If roster decisions come down to cost control and future value, it might make sense to give one of the undrafted free agents a longer runway. Another wildcard name is Devin Duvernay, the former All-Pro return specialist who joined Chicago to add depth at receiver and boost the return game. With Luther Burden dealing with injury during camp, Duvernay had a chance to showcase his skills with the first-team offense. But he wasn't alone. Olamide Zaccheaus, a polished slot receiver, is making his presence felt. Add in Tyler Scott, Miles Boykin, and undrafted rookie J.P. Richardson, and suddenly The wide receiver and return game depth chart is crowded. Duvernay's past accolades may not be enough to guarantee a roster spot. If a player like Richardson can match his return ability and offer more long-term upside, Duvernay could be left out. The team has a track record of investing in younger, cost-effective talent, and with Duvernay on a one-year deal, he could be an expendable piece in a larger puzzle. As we gear up for training camp, several narratives will dominate the Chicago Bears storylines. Roster battles are heating up, and the coaching staff will be watching closely. Here are a few final notes to keep in mind. Joel Wilson versus Durham Smythe. This may come down to blocking and health. Wilson can outplay Smythe in the receiving department, but training camp will test his toughness and versatility. Travis Homer versus Kyle Monangai. Special teams contributions could decide this, but if Monangai proves to be an asset on coverage units while offering more offensive pop, Homer's days may be numbered. Austin Booker's development. If he doesn't show up in a big way during training camp, it could be a quick fall for the young edge rusher. There's only so much room for potential if it doesn't turn into production. Jonathan Owens and the safety depth. With several young, hungry players right behind him, Owens needs to make plays on special teams and show that he can be reliable depth in the secondary. Devin Duvernay's place on this team. Return game value is nice, but it may not be enough. The Bears will likely take a hard look at whether they can replicate his skill set with someone younger and cheaper. All of these players are walking a thin line between making the 53-man roster or searching for a new opportunity elsewhere. In the NFL, jobs are won in the margins, and the coming weeks will be full of opportunities to shift perceptions and rise to the occasion. Final question to you, Bears fans. Who do you think could be a surprise cut this season? Is there a big name no one is talking about? Let us know in the comments. One thing's for sure, whether it's big names or undrafted sleepers, we'll have it covered here every day. Subscribe, stay tuned, and get ready, because Bears football is just heating up. The Chicago Bears are entering a pivotal phase of roster construction. With expectations on the rise and Caleb Williams leading a revamped offense, the margin for error has shrunk. Veterans who once felt secure must now compete tooth and nail to earn their spots, while hungry young players eye their chance to break through. These surprise cut candidates aren't just names to monitor, they're examples of the shift happening in Chicago. This is no longer a team content with mediocrity. It's a franchise evolving into a contender, demanding production, consistency, and versatility at every level. Whether it's Joel Wilson making a case over Durham Smythe, Kyle Monangai threatening to push out Travis Homer, or young returners edging out Devin Duvernay, one thing is clear: nothing is guaranteed on this Bears roster. So buckle up, Bears fans. Training camp promises fireworks, tough decisions, and a preview of the fierce identity this team hopes to build in 2025.